Some K-dramas end after 16 episodes, but the best ones? They leave us obsessed, heartbroken, and begging for more. Unfinished stories, unforgettable characters, and endings that haunt us. These are the K-dramas fans need to see return for a second season. Let's start with one of the most loved, Strong Girl Bong-soon. Even though it technically got a spin-off later on, for many fans, the original story still feels incomplete. The drama followed Bongsoon, a young woman gifted with superhuman strength passed down through the women in her family. She ends up working as a bodyguard for Min-hyuk, a quirky and brilliant CEO of a video game company. What begins as a professional arrangement eventually turns into a heartwarming romance. By the end of the series, we see the couple married and raising twins, hinting that their children might have inherited Bongsoon's powers. Years later, Strong Girl Nam-soon was released, set in the same universe. It even featured a short cameo from Bongsoon and Min-hyuk in episode 3. But beyond that brief appearance, the new storyline had little connection to the original. Fans noticed the difference immediately. The new series lacked the charm, chemistry, and humor that made Bongsoon a fan favorite. Instead of satisfying the craving for more, the spin-off only made fans miss the original even more. The 2017 drama had the perfect recipe: a fresh plot, hilarious moments, and a lead couple whose chemistry was electric. And the ending left things wide open. Fans have long imagined a follow-up where Bongsoon juggles her new life as a mom and a hero, while Min-hyuk adapts to being a father. Meanwhile, their twins could begin to show signs of inherited powers. That's a storyline packed with potential. The kind of show that could bring back the laughter, heart, and action that made the first season unforgettable. Spin-offs are fine, but what viewers really want is a proper continuation of Bongsoon and Min-hyuk's story. Next up, Crash Landing on You. While the story technically concluded, many viewers felt like it didn't give them everything they wanted. The drama follows Yoon Se-ri, a wealthy South Korean heiress who accidentally paraglides into North Korea. That's where she meets Ri Jong-hyuk, a stoic North Korean military officer who ends up protecting her, and eventually falling in love with her. Their relationship was complicated from the beginning, with political tension constantly pulling them apart. And although they did manage to reunite by the finale, meeting again in Switzerland, it didn't feel like a true happily ever after. Their time together was limited, and their future uncertain. Fans were left asking, is that really the best we're going to get? There's so much more that could be explored. The emotional toll of maintaining a long-distance relationship, the changes in Se-ri's relationship with her family after returning, and even the lingering pain of loss for characters like Dan. A second season could pick up right where it left off, diving deeper into these unresolved stories. Even a single special episode could provide the closure fans have been waiting for. Then there's Hotel del Luna, a series that always tops the list of shows fans want to see return. But bringing it back wouldn't be so easy. The show centered on Jang Man-wol, played by IU, a soul trapped in a ghostly hotel for over 1,000 years, cursed due to her past sins and thirst for revenge. She manages the hotel, which serves spirits before they move on to the afterlife, while slowly learning how to forgive and love again. When the drama ended in 2019, fans were emotionally wrecked. But then came the epilogue, and it sparked a storm of theories. In the final moments, we're introduced to a new hotel, Hotel Blue Moon, and a mysterious new owner portrayed in a surprise cameo by Kim Soo-hyun. His line, "The moon has risen. Let's open for business," made many viewers believe this was the setup for season 2. It seemed like the perfect handoff. A new lead, a fresh set of spirits, and another round of supernatural stories. But eventually, that excitement died down. Kim Soo-hyun became embroiled in controversy, and the drama's writers later clarified that the ending wasn't meant to tease a sequel. Instead, it was simply a poetic way to show that the cycle continues. Spirits will always need a place to rest, even if we never get to see their stories unfold on screen. So while the door hasn't been shut completely, it's looking unlikely. Still, as K-drama fans know, anything is possible. It's impossible to have this conversation without bringing up Vincenzo. This dark comedy thriller starred Song Joong-ki as Vincenzo Cassano, a Korean-Italian mafia consigliere who returns to Korea to recover hidden gold stashed beneath a building, now inhabited by eccentric tenants. What was supposed to be a quick job turns into an all-out war against a corrupt pharmaceutical giant. Along the way, he teams up with the bold and chaotic lawyer Hong Cha-young, played by John Yo-bin. From the very first episode, the show pulled in massive ratings and quickly became one of the most watched Korean cable dramas of all time. But while the finale had impact, it left fans with more questions than answers. Vincenzo flees back to Italy after his mission, and while he shares one last bittersweet moment with Cha-young at an event, there's no real closure. What happens to the residents of Gyeongga Plaza? Does Vincenzo return? What comes next? There's so much more to explore, from secrets in Vincenzo's past to new enemies and unfinished business. Fan theories have been endless. And at a 2024 fan meeting in Manila, Song Joong-ki was surprised to hear how much love the show still gets from international fans. He even joked about calling the writer and director to make a season 2 happen. It might have been said in passing, but fans are clinging to hope. One show that fans have begged to see return, but probably never will, is Moon Lover's Scarlet Heart Ryeo. This 2016 historical fantasy starred IU as a 21st century woman transported back in time to the Goryeo dynasty, where she wakes up in the body of a noblewoman named Hae-soo. There, she finds herself caught in a violent power struggle for the throne and eventually falls in love with the dark and misunderstood fourth prince, Wang-so, played by Lee Joon-gi. The ending broke hearts. But because the drama was adapted from the Chinese series Scarlet Heart, which did get a sequel, fans assumed the Korean version would follow suit. The show was a massive hit internationally, and the demand for a second season has never truly faded. Hope surged again in early 2024 when Lee Joon-gi posted a reunion video with the cast, even sharing a sweet moment with IU. That single video sent fans into a frenzy, convinced it was a teaser for a comeback. Unfortunately, that wasn't the case. It was simply a nostalgic get-together. Still, fans continue to hold on to hope. A second season could explore a reincarnated version of their romance in the present day or pick up from a new timeline altogether. With so much creative freedom, the writers could take the story in countless directions. But for now, it seems like the past is where Moon Lovers will stay, even if fans refuse to let go. Lastly, we have Extracurricular, one of Netflix's most gripping high school thrillers. The story follows Ji-soo, a quiet top student who secretly runs an illegal escort business to cover his living expenses. What starts as a calculated scheme spirals into a dangerous game of lies, violence, and survival. As more people get involved, including his classmate Gyuri, Jisoo's secret begins to unravel. By the final episode, tensions reach their peak. Detective Lee is hot on his trail, and the school is under scrutiny. The final scene leaves us with more questions than answers. Jisoo's apartment is empty, blood is on the floor, and there's no trace of him. It felt like a setup for season 2. Even actor Kim Dong-hee, who played Jisoo, said he had ideas for how the story could continue, perhaps introducing a new assistant or exploring betrayal between characters. But it's been 5 years since the show aired, and to make matters worse, Kim Dong-hee became involved in a bullying scandal, which significantly affected his public image. If Netflix ever continues the story, it may be through a spin-off or a new cast altogether. What about you? Are there any other K-dramas you think deserve a second season? Let us know in the comments. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more deep dives into your favorite shows.